Hello, Leon Wickenkamp with Wickenkamp Live Trap Manufacturing. And today I want to show you in my Guillotine series of traps, this is going to be the model 23 Guillotine, the Coyote model. So I built this trap big enough to catch a coyote. I know coyotes are hard to catch, but not impossible. There's different methods being used to catch coyotes, or at least partial catch on coyotes. So I want to make one big enough to successfully do that. Believe it or not, I have had coyotes caught in my standard model 302. So I'm making a bigger trap, though it's going to be a lot easier to try to coax a bigger animal into the trap, such as a coyote. This trap may also be used for large dogs. You get into city work or control work, that type of thing. This will catch a large dog as well. So it's going to be one of the larger, or actually my middle-sized trap in the Guillotine series. I'm also going to make a cougar model for a mountain lion. It's going to be even longer and taller and bigger than this. So now how I made this trap, I used the 1x1 12.5 gauge wire. So it's a good heavy-duty wire, same wire as I use on my other raccoon traps, the Model 302. And the other bobcat traps that I make. So it's going to stand up to heavy use. It will hold a coyote, no problem. Anything big, even if you would happen to catch a mountain lion, I think this trap could be possibly used to catch a mountain lion or a cougar, although it might be just a little bit on the short side. But I think if one would enter this trap, I think you'd probably have pretty good success with it. On these style of traps, I'm also putting a bait door in the end, so you can access bait easier for baiting purposes. And in this particular trap, I've actually reinforced this back door and made it cover the full entire back width with a lip, 2-inch lip around each side, so it makes it very secure and strong. You just want to make sure when you shut these up that they go around all 3 pieces of wire in the back, so it makes it really secure. Now, on the Guillotine style traps, because of the size, extra size for shipping, I make these doors so you can take them out. So it actually has 4 pins, 1 on each side. Obviously, the outside pins for the length of the height side, they're longer than the trap for the top of the door and the bottom of the door. And so on the top of the door, I have 2 nuts welded, and the pins go through both nuts. On the side here, I have 3 nuts welded where this pin goes through. And it's very secure. With the pin, it runs right up against the wire, makes it very tight and secure. So there's no way the animal can pull or pry or get out of this trap. Now, I do secure these pins with a little ring. So when you get your trap, if you're going to get one in the mail, you'll have to put your door in, obviously, and put these rods through. I would secure these pins with either a piece of tie wire or another clip of some type so you don't lose them during usage or transport. Now, I'm going to set this trap. So first of all, I'm going to show you here. Here's what locks the door. It's a gravity piece of angle iron here that comes to the top of the door and keeps that door from opening up. So this just, as the door shuts, it just falls past and locks. I'm also on these gravity, or on the Guillotine style doors, I'm running the doors off the bottom by about 1 inch to give it gaps, so in case it comes in contact with, say you're trapping in snow or ice or other debris, you can put a layer, to cover the bottom of your trap. It's not going to interfere with that. The door will still shut and lock. So that's the main thing there. Now, to set this trap, you're going to lift your lock, hold it open, and open your door fully all the way. And then hold your door above this lock. You want to keep it above the lock. And then we're going to set this just like you would any other Wickenkamp trap. And set the trip rod here and lift your pan, set it right in the notch. So now that door, the weight of the door is holding that in the notch. But since it's not locked, if you bump this trap or lift up on the door, it goes off. So to remedy that, we're going to use this lock. And I'll show you here how this works. So you're going to, once again, lift your door all the way above the lock. Set the trap, once again, above the lock. You want to get this up, get it set above the lock. Now we've got to release above the lock. Get the trap set. Now we're going to lock this in place. So I want to lock this lock. It's going to lock right above that. So if I pull down on the door, see how that locks in place? Now that holds that door. You can actually pick up on the door, bump the trap, shake the door. If the wind blows the door, it's going to stay set. So that's another important feature on this trap, is to lock that in place, and that keeps tension on your trigger system. So I'm going to go ahead and snap it off. And so it comes down. It's a very positive door when it comes down. It's the weight of the door with a lot of force. So once again, that holds your door shut. That's the important part of this whole trap here. Now, I'm also going to show you on this trap, as I do with all my traps, I put extra wire around the baiting area, finer mesh, so the animal can't reach through the mesh. And that's, although that wouldn't be important for such as a bobcat or a coyote because they can't reach through, it's very important with your other maybe non-target animals or other animals. If they're reaching in there like a raccoon, they'll steal all your bait without going in the trap. So that's why here in the Midwest we have, and eastern part of the country, unlike the western part or southwest part of the country, we have a lot of other animals. Some call them nuisance animal, other animals that that will work your set, such as raccoons and squirrels and rabbits and all kinds of possums, and you name it, we've got them. So you got to make your trap what I call raccoon proof. So it's got to be able to hold a raccoon, be strong enough, plus keep the animal, prevent him from stealing the bait from the outside. So that's why the extra wire and around the front bait area and the extra heavy duty of the wire itself. This trap's dimensions are 46 inches long, 23 inches tall. That's hence the name 23, model 23. And then it's 14 inches wide. So it's big enough to catch the biggest bobcat or really coyote, give them confidence to go in there so they don't touch the sides when they go in. And of course, you're going to catch, like any other trap, it will catch other animals too. The trigger's light enough that if a rabbit or squirrel enters the trap, it will set off too. Now you can adjust that with more trigger tension, like other Wickenkamp traps, to prevent that. But for the most part, it's going to catch just about whatever goes in there and steps on that trigger. That weighs at least a couple, 3 pounds. So I think that covers most of this trap. I do, on my longer traps, I splice the wire to get the length because of my equipment I have. So this is spliced here, this wire, to make it long enough, and it's secure. It's not going to be manipulated in any way. So like I said, I guarantee all my traps. So if you got any problems, there should be no issues with that. But if there is a guarantee with all my products. So once again, this is the Model 23 Guillotine style Coyote trap. Thank you.